super fast. Vaelgor and Ezzorak are a double dragon boss and the fourth boss of the Voidspire raid. These two dragons need to be kept away from each other because if they ever get close together, they get a stacking buff that increases their damage significantly. And if their health ever diverges by more than 10%, they begin getting that buff as well. So you need to split your raid group up between the two dragons, evenly matching your damage, tanks, and healing. However, you want the raid to basically stay together in the center of the area because the closer you are together, the easier a lot of the mechanics are. Vaelgor is going to put a purple arrow on a player. That player needs to quickly run out of the group to a designated location, and a fear breath is going to cone out at them. Any players hit by this is going to get feared for a significant amount of time, but the fear can be dispelled off. A bunch of purple circles are going to go on everyone, and after a delay, you're going to summon a set of ads that are going to constantly be casting Void Bolt on other players. Interrupt these ads and burn them down as quickly as you can. Players should be really close together so that you can clump up the ads and kill them quickly, and keep them interrupted with AoE silence. Vaelgor is going to begin a null beam on the active tank, pushing him backwards and dealing damage over time. Then summoning a null zone that tethers to all players and pulls them towards the center. When this spawns, a blue circle is going to appear for all players, and players need to run outside of that circle to snap their tether. The last player to snap their tether is going to cause a big debuff to go on all players, and healers need to heal through it, so prepare for big healing cooldown. After the knockback, the dragon's going to move, and he has a tail swipe that players need to avoid. Always keep whichever dragon is grounded face off to the side, making sure that neither its face or its tail are towards other players. Ezzorak is going to cast an ability called Gloom. This is going to summon a beam in front of him, which will spawn an orb. Orb will then quickly shoot out and go towards the edge of the room. The orb needs to be touched by multiple players. When it spawns, it's going to be purple, and once 5 players have touched it, it's going to change to white. When the orb hits the edge of the room, it's going to create a massive null zone, and the size of the null zone is going to depend on how many players have successfully absorbed it. At 5, it's a manageable size, but if you don't get at least 5 absorbs on it, it's going to be absolutely massive. This shoots out towards the active Ezzorak tank, so that player needs to be ready for when Gloom is going out and face it towards multiple players. On Heroic and higher, the orb does put a stacking debuff on all players hit, so you're going to want to be able to swap your groups left and right between the two dragons and making sure players are assigned to absorb Glooms. The bosses stack a debuff on each of the tanks that they hit, which drops when they switch targets. You should swap dragons every time Gloom is cast due to these double debuff situation. At 100 energy, an intermission begins. The dragons fly up, and a big holy zone is going to appear underneath the boss. On Heroic and higher, players are going to be marked with a purple circle on them during this effect. They need to run over to the edge of the holy zone, giving players inside the area more options to move out of it. Throughout this phase, just constantly rotate through the holy zone and burn down that ad. When it dies, you enter back into phase 1. On normal and heroic difficulties, the dragons are going to change which one is flying and which one has landed on the ground. Whichever one's on the ground has that tail swipe, so you want to make sure to phase it to the side and don't swipe other players. This is going to be a rinse and repeat, constantly dealing with the spawned orbs, fear breath, tether, and soak orb, while making sure to keep the dragons away from each other and at the same HP levels. It's a little bit of a difficult encounter, but a lot of fun, and I hope this helps you take down Vaelgor and Ezzorak.